Nazi leader Adolf Hitler was one of the most powerful dictators of the 20th century. After World War I, he rose to power in the National Socialist German Workers' Party, taking control of the German government in 1933. His establishment of concentration camps to inter-Jews and other groups he believed to be a threat resulted in the death of more than 6 million people in the Holocaust. His attack on Poland in 1939 started World War II. The tide turned when Russia and the U.S. entered battle. Hitler kills himself shortly before Germany's defeat. From 1939 to 1975, General and dictator Francisco Franco controlled Spain. Franco came to power amid the bloody Spanish Civil War when nationalist forces conquered the democratically elected Second Republic, but only with Nazi Germany's and Italy's help. After getting the title El Caudillo, meaning the leader, Franco persecuted political opponents, inhibited the culture and language of Spain's Basque and Catalan region, rebuked the media, and utilized absolute control over the country. Some restrictions moderately eased as Francisco got older. Once Franco passed away, the country transitioned to democracy. Benito Mussolini was an Italian dictator who came to power in the starting of World War I as a leading advocate of fascism. Formerly a revolutionary socialist, he forged the paramilitary fascists movement of 1919 and matured into prime minister in 1922. Benito Mussolini's military disbursement in Libya, Somalia, Ethiopia, and Albania made Italy prevailing in the Mediterranean region even when they exhausted his armed forces by the late 1930s. Mussolini affiliated himself with Adolf Hitler. He relied heavily on the German dictator to advance his leadership amid World War II, but he was executed by a firing squad shortly after the Germans' surrender in Italy in 1945. Joseph Stalin was the dictator of the Union of Soviet Socialist Republics, or USSR, from 1929 to 1953. When Stalin was in control of the Soviet Union, was transformed from a labor society into an industrial and military imperium. Stalin ruled by terror, and millions of his own citizens died during his brutal regime. Born into hardship, Stalin outsmarted his rivals for authority of the party. Once in power, Stalin collectivized farming and had probable enemies executed or sent to enforced labor camps. Joseph Stalin coordinated with the United States and Britain in World War II, but eventually committed in an increasingly intense relationship with the West, known as the Cold War. After his death, the Soviets initiated a de-Stalinization growth. Vladimir Lenin was the benefactor of the Russian Communist Party, leader of the 1917 Bolshevik Revolution, and the architect, builder, and first head of the Soviet Union. Lenin spent the years leading up to the 1917 revolution in exile, within Russia and abroad. The Bolsheviks instantaneously consolidated power, privatizing all aspects of the Soviet economy, cracking down on disunity through the secret police, and inaugurating the Red Terror, aimed at destroying monarchists and anti-Bolshevik sympathizers during the Russian Civil War. Despite multiple strokes in his later years, Lenin solicited to shape the future of the Soviet Union, warning against the discarded power of party members, including Joseph Stalin. Lenin's warnings went discarded, and Stalin materialized victorious from the protracted power struggle following Lenin's death.
Goodbye, wipe the tear, baby dear, from your eye. Though it's hard to pass, I know, I'll be deeper than death to go. Don't cry, don't sigh, there's a silver lining in the sky. Oh, small things, cheerio, chin chin, da-boo, toodaloo, goodbye. At concerts down at Kew, some convalescents dressed in blue had to hear Lady Leeds, who had